Hello, friends. Hope you're doing good, keeping well. I just wanted to share a few concepts around, recent market activity so that it is going to help you in the near future. Okay, so we have seen some large trending days of late, last couple of sessions, and generally what happens is when there is a trending day and there are range expansion in the market, in terms of large range days, if not trending completely, the large range days do continue to occur in a higher frequency for a bit of time and then until it slows down. It's essentially a bit of a volatility expansion. Okay, so in light of that, typically one of the most common questions is that we have is how do you find out a trending day, or is there any way to quickly find out or make a, let's say, reasonably good judgment of what a trending day is, when a trending day is going to play out. Okay, so I'll share two or three common, very quantitative, very specific frameworks for finding out a trending day early, okay, or finding out a trending condition early within a range also. Okay, so two of them would be based on price and profile, that being our core framework of trading most of the time, and the other one being on order flow. Okay, we can get started. Okay, yeah, hope you enjoy this and like it. Okay, so first one is I know mostly is around price and profile. Okay, so generally one of the earliest things when I am trading I'm looking for is whether let's say today's price movement or whether today's move is sort of outside yesterday's value area. Okay, if that happens, generally in that case then I'm looking for a trending day to play out. So I'll give you an example. For example, if this is yesterday's value area, okay, try and plot the value area high and the low as a reference for the markets, which is yesterday. Today market opens. Okay, so today if market opens higher and and holds on, then I'd expect the value area to movement to continue. Similarly, if market opens lower and is not able to get back into the value area, I would expect a downtrend to continue. Okay, so I am immediately looking for the the opening range or opening or during a course after the open early in the day if market can move outside the value area of the previous day. If that happens, the probability of a trending day increases in a significant manner. Okay, so I hope that is understood. Just a second. Yeah. And the next one, essentially, okay, let us look at quickly few examples as well to establish, if this happens in a reasonably fair frequency for us to make trading decisions. Okay. Okay, I'll pick up some charts randomly at any days. Let's let's do that. Let's do in Bank Nifty itself. Okay. First is let's pick the most recent charts itself. Okay. So if you see this day, okay, this day it the opening was way outside this range value area. Once price failed to hold back, it provided a trending day opportunity. Okay, so that was one case, which was the recent one. This one I think was on Thursday. Okay, then let us look at any other examples as well. Uh, just a second. Huh? So look at this example. Again, this was a tight range day, so that also increases the probability that next day could be breakout day. Value area high lows are marked. Okay, this open was just around the value area high, and once it sustained, it provided a good trending opportunity. Okay, so this is one of the very good early clues of trying to figure out whether market can be trending or not. Okay, this one was a late trend, but it still worked out that way when when markets left the value area range of the previous day. If you see, this candle was the breakout candle, and then eventually it rallied. Okay, then let us look at something else as well. So this is again a case where very tight value area the previous day. If you see, very tight value area, okay, opened outside first candle and did provide a rally condition. Okay, so I'm again repeating the rule: opening or holding outside the value area of the previous day, not the current day. Okay, I'm looking for a trending move on either side. Okay, if it and the contrarian rule is if it gets back into the value area, the price, then we can expect a choppy or a range bound day or a movement to the other side of the value area typically. Okay, so if prices, like let's say if price opens somewhere here and is not able to hold, gets into the value area, good chances it will rotate to your VPOC and to a price lower. Okay, So that's the value area rule. Rule number two, okay, I'll quickly talk about the rule number. Rule number two is again a very simple, price action based rule. So where we're talking about, I'm generally looking at the opening range candle. So opening range is defined as the first candle, okay, in any time frame largely. So most common for opening range is 30 minute, but because being a short-term day trader, I'm looking at a, typically looking at a 5 or a 15-minute range, okay. So I'm looking at this range as an opening range, and once so I'm looking this as a baseline for my decision to figure out if there can be a trending move in play. What we're looking for here is if the opening range is okay. Listen to this carefully. If the opening range is small, relatively small, okay, compared to what a normal opening range for that instrument is, then I have a good chance of a breakout of that opening range to play out very well. Okay, if the opening range is wide, very wide, okay, then you would expect not trending day, but rather a move into the opening range from either side. Okay, so I am expecting a. Then I'm looking if the opening range is small, I'm looking for a trend move. If the opening range is large, I'll rather prefer to have a rejection and moved on the other side. So this is again a rule we focus and follow, okay, based on again very early market detection. So first 10-15 minutes we'll quickly know where in the range of the opening range, and then can form a market condition thesis for that day. Okay, let us look at again some examples here randomly, anything. So, okay, if you see this one, a pretty relatively large opening range. Okay, so let us see what the ranges are actually. Da, 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 da. Price range. Okay. So this one was a 500 point opening range, if you see roughly 400 point, and then the market continuously continued to rotate within that range. Okay, and then if you see next day also, this was a small range, but there was a bit of a trend, but nothing much honestly. Okay, but if you see this one, the day after, this one is a very small opening range. Okay, less than 200 point, and then we had a trending day. Okay, similarly, this one was a trend failure. So essentially, we had a trending day, but a trend failure day. This one was again range bound, not much to choose from. So generally, a small opening range days give you a good potential of a breakout or a breakdown play. So generally, this was, if you see again within 200 point, a good breakout play. Okay, this one nothing much, this one nothing much, but this one did provide that condition immediately. So at least you know that you are this one did provide that condition immediately. Now let us look for a failure condition also. Okay, you look at let me see. Okay, you look at good examples is in fact the most recent days itself. Okay, you look at Friday's action. I think the opening range was very wide. We discussed this in our group, like very volatile and opening range, and hence try to play pullbacks. Okay, this was about a, I think, 1,000 point plus range, and eventually market rotated within that range only largely, barring some breakouts a little bit of outside this. So the failure trade was a good play. Okay, compared to that, this one was about 300 point, which is still reasonably high, but it did provide a trending move because of the other conditions combined. This one was a small range and it was essentially a good trending move if you see. So you're looking at a relative opening range combined with other conditions, news, etc. If the opening ranges are weak or small, I'm looking for a breakout play. Else, I'm looking for a pullback play within the range rejection. Okay, clear? The third scenario is more of an order flow based scenario where I'm looking at order flow footprint charts to figure out if there are within market conditions or within within the day there are certain things where a trending move can happen. Okay, so what we're looking for is generally if there are large candles, let's say if there are large candles, I'm looking for the we have something in the charts mostly available which is called the point of control, so of the candle itself. So we are looking at the point of control of the candle itself. Okay, my general anticipation here is for the point of control to kind of migrate lower for a downtrend. So generally this is the same level, but then this migrated lower. So essentially if the point of control continues to migrate lower, what it means is uh, more volume is coming at lower levels, and essentially, you could see a trending move. Okay, if after a big move the point of control not really doing much, okay, then you'd expect markets to sort of whipsaw around a bit. Let's look at similarly conditions like that. For example, this one was a big fall, okay, but then if you see the point of control, for the subsequent candles, pretty much remain steady, okay, and hence again a rotation, again a big candle, but the point of control again was not moving, so it was not making a higher high on the point of control chart for those footprint charts essentially, so indicating that markets can continue to be range bound, okay. So I'm looking at point of control migration over a period of time, so that the trend continues to sort of happen in this move, okay, on the order flow chart. This order flow charts, of course, you combine with other levels like your volume profile and your price references or anything. See again here, point of control failed to migrate higher essentially, and that meant market pulled back lower. Okay, in this case of a breakout, if you see the point of control held and then migrated higher, essentially signaling that the breakout move could continue. Okay. Here again, significant drift in point of control, higher point of control, continuation of the charts on the breakout. Okay, and if you see around here, the point of control migration stopped. Okay, so this one was a lower one, and then eventually market started to chop around in this level. Okay, so that's another order flow chart where you're looking for a big candle, and then you are looking for point of control to try and migrate on the direction of the move. So if it's a higher high, I would want the point of control to sort of move higher so that I can understand a trend on the upside continue. Similarly, if it's a downside, I would want the point of control to move lower so that we know that downside trend continues. Okay. I hope you like it. I mean, these three concepts are on profile, price, and outer flow all. So please share your feedback. And the good part about all this is, see, none of these are definitive signs of a trend or a, yeah, if you look for two definitive signs, you are probably late in the game. So you are trying to pick up early clues in the market so that you're able to trade that condition. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. Yeah. Thank you.